Greetings, it is I. Welcome to another DALEKCAST, where today our first question comes from... Our first question comes from... Are you worthy wielding the Infinity Stones to make the Dalek casing stronger? I did that once. Did not go so well. How the clone troopers the fight Empire? What? What do you mean? What's this? Sauron versus the Lich King. Interesting proposition, might I say. Yes. I'll probably react to that off in another Dalek Reacts then. Okay, what do we got here? Okay then. Oh, cool, we got some Doctor Who videos suggestions from Jamie Olberding. Oh, the genesis of the Echo, made by Confused Adipose. Yay! I love Confused Adipose. He is a very good YouTuber. He makes a lot of Dalek-related things. Dalek victorious, victory of the Doctor. Big Finish fan animation, cool. Prank went too far. Reneman's tea time. Oh wait, no. Apparently the Dalek Victorious one is made by Shadow Steve. Cool, gotta get him. This prank went too far. Reneman's tea time. Pokemon fan animation made by New Cordio, apparently. Not to be confused with Nicholas D. Oreo, of course. Yes, I know of that streamer. I know of what that crazy individual, aka Bo Blacks, is doing. It is insane. Anyway, when U-boat hunters were claimed by the Cold Sea, Yarn Hub, all credit will go to him. I actually want to see this Confused Adipose video because I've heard it's pretty interesting. Let's have a look at it now. Okay, here is the video Confused Adipose made. This is Genesis of Echo, a 4-minute video involving the Confused Adipose. This is a short fan film, 4 minutes long, basing around the Daleks, somehow creating this Echo Doctor. If you remember the Echo's Edge thing, I think I saw that a while ago, or I can't remember, but I've heard it is, oh yes, which reminds me, I do need to watch the rest of those. Can't believe I forgot about those, but anyway, let's have a look at this then. Right. Oh, why is the volume down? Ah, the Dalek City. My goodness. Nice.
I can't see it.
Nice, animation. I'm impressed.
And see it all. Why are they so blind to the truth? It is coming soon. None shall survive. The end is coming.
The end is coming. What do you mean, time strategist? Speak! What is happening?
Dalek time strategist. Can you hear me?
Dalek time strategist, calm down.
The dawn of a new age. The death of...
The death of what?
We obey!
No! Davros, you fool!
I will trust you, even if the Emperor will not. This prophecy you spoke of.
Oh yes, this was during those times where the time strategist betrayed me.
What can you see now? The woman's death.
What woman?
The birth of a new evil.
What evil?
The rapturous one. The death of...
The death of what?
How shall I remain forever victorious?
How?
There is but one solution. One salvation from the fire.
What?
Well, the Valiard will perish at the hands of the Echo.
The Valiard. Wait. Do you mean to tell me the Valiard has something to do with this?
The Echo will prevail.
Impossible!
To remain victorious! The Daleks must save the universe!
No!
The Daleks must...
Save? Impossible. What is the meaning of this?
Emperor, I trust you have seen the recording.
Yes.
It is clear that the time strategist is a failure, suffering from delusions of a future that cannot be.
Exactly. He is insane.
He must be
He must be. At once. You question his judgment?
I do believe his claims. The strategist sees all of time, all possibilities.
Impossible!
What makes you so certain he is correct?
What makes you certain, Davros?
About my latest creation.
What latest creation would that be? The Echo Doctor. It is not sanctioned.
Advantage of the Time Lord Omega's recent time display.
Omega.
He left echoes, traces of a
Impossible.
I simply... What is
this?
My child, grown from cells of my own.
No.
Mixed with the DNA of the Time Lords, infused with the collective memories of
is...
foe. I named her myself, the Echo Doctor. This is blasphemous.
It is blasphemous. Yes, you are a cur, Davros. No, you silence. You dare order the Emperor.
She is the future. When the Valiard is born, she shall be our only means of survival.
Explain.
We do not need this anomaly
We do not.
to save us. We are supreme.
We are supreme.
Defeated time and time again. The Echo is the only one who can triumph over the Doctor.
You question our leadership, Davros. You should have exterminated him when you had the chance, Echo Emperor.
She shall lead us into a new age. I do not. Do not trust me.
We all do not trust you.
On a trial run, you shall see the true power she holds.
Foolishness. You will be exterminated for this, Doctor!
Who are you?
Come with us.
Impressive. The Davros is always a traitor to the Daleks. He should have been destroyed when you had the chance, Echo Emperor, but you failed. There is one way the Doctor and her friends can be destroyed: via extermination. Therefore, we must kill the Echo Doctor and her friends, along with Davros and his pathetic ramblings of deceit and lies. This next video is made by Shadow Steve. This is Victory of the Doctor, apparently. And apparently it's a Paradigm Big Finish fan animation recreation. Report.
Captured life form has vital
What?
information.
Proceed.
Repeat.
What
Repeat statement
is
about
that?
your exile.
What is that? What on earth have you done? What? Impossible.
The Time Lords burn.
They did burn.
Observation.
They
We
all
cannot
burn.
disprove the existence of a survivor.
Any survivors will be exterminated.
They will.
You will identify this Time
Identify him.
Lord.
Identify him.
Doctor.
Oh. Impressive. Oh, is that it then? Okay, oh I see, that's just that's the 11th Doctor's intro. I can't play that, sadly. Anyway, it is time to move on. This video next is called The Prank That Went Way Too Far. Renemon's Revenge. This is a Pokemon thing, apparently.
Becoming an electrician.
Fun fact, I am not a fan of Pokemon. I have no idea why Pokemon exists. It is a very weird franchise. I'm more into Pal World because I don't like scummy developers like Nintendo. Impressive animation there. I like this. Very combination of both anime and something else. Anime and video games. It's very Breath of the Wild-esque. Oh no. Oh, that was good. What the heck? What is the meaning of this? Interesting. Well, now, our next video is a Yarn Hub video, yes. When the U-boat hunters were claimed by the Cold Sea. What do you mean, U-boat?
It's the afternoon of June the 24th, 1944, and Flight Lieutenant David "Pop" Hornell pilots his Catalina flying boat. He's on an anti-submarine patrol over the rough Norwegian seas when over the intercom, the port gunner asks,
"Hey, you seeing what I see on the port side?"
He checks to his left, and sure enough, in the distance, there's the distinct form of a U-boat floating in the sea.
Is this set in World War
Hornell
II?
activates the action station's alarm, and the flying boat turns towards the enemy with 4 depth charges
It
at
is
the
World
ready.
War II, isn't
Below,
it?
spotters in the German U-boat
Yes, World War II.
1225 see the incoming aircraft and sound the alarm. Oberleutnant Sir Z. Ernst Sauerberg doesn't waste a second. The submarine turns in evasive maneuvers as twin 20mm cannons and a single 37mm flak cannon are turned towards the Catalina. The Catalina is rocked by 37mm flak. The
This
plane's
was
already
made
shuddering
about
under hits on
7
the fuselage.
days ago.
Base. Keep them updated. Copy that.
Hornell orders the radio operator, Sidney Cole, to tell the base their location and situation. But before Cole has a chance to send the first message, a flak shell punctures the
damn.
radio compartment. Cole groans and puts pressure on his wound, but doesn't report it. Instead, he pushes through the pain and keys the transmission. Little does he know that the radio equipment has been damaged by the German fire.
Oh,
Hornell dives towards the target, unaware that none of their transmissions are being sent. As they get closer, 20mm cannons join the fray, and tracers zip all around. The impacts get ever more frequent, punching holes in the aircraft's thin
oh
skin.
dear.
Hold on.
The crew feel a violent shake, and are horrified to see pieces of the right wing being torn off.
Oh dear.
Bursts by the right engine, and it starts shaking violently. Hornell fights with the aircraft as it starts to drift off course, the mounting damage making it ever harder to steer. At the nose of the aircraft, the front gunner opens fire at the U-boat
Yep.
with his
Good
twin
idea.
303 Brownings. Bullets rain around Sauerberg. The Catalina's fire zeroes in on the conning tower as they get closer. Sauerberg's men are struck, and the guns go silent.
Ihr Männer, an die Geschütze oder wir sind alle tot!
But the incoming fire is too accurate. The Germans can't move as the Catalina's machine guns rip into the conning tower. But then, one of the Catalina's guns jams.
Oh dear.
The U-boat commander, hearing the strike slow, seizes the opportunity.
Geschütze, sofort!
The crew jump into position and they open fire on the incoming Catalina. Hornell's blood runs cold as he sees once more a wall of tracers coming up at them. The Catalina's hit again with German fire ripping through the wings and fuselage. A glow comes from above, and Hornell looks up to
Oh,
see the
shit.
damaged engine with flames gushing out of its cowling.
Starboard engine on fire. Shutting it down.
The second pilot shuts off the engine, but it doesn't stop the fuel leak. The ball of fire grows as a plane barrels towards the enemy submarine. Sauerberg is staring at a rapidly approaching ball of fire and orders evasive maneuvers.
Voll nach Backbord!
Above, Hornell is fully committed. Seeing the submarine turn left, he makes an adjustment at the last possible moment. And then he releases the depth charges.
Oh damn. W,
Below,
I guess.
Sauerberg watches the Catalina roar overhead.
That's gonna
as it drops
go
its payload.
kablooey. At least it will go kablooey if it went shimmy advertisements all the bloody time.
The depth charges splash perfectly around the submarine.
Well. God damn.
The aircraft shakes even more violently. Hornell looks up at the flaming engine spinning in the wind. He sees it shake its own mounts apart. The rivets and bolts
Oh
come
dear.
undone. The fuel and parts of the engine rip away from the wing. Hornell knows they're not going to make it home.
We're going
Uh-oh.
down. Brace yourselves, men.
The men all hold on, except Cole, who frantically signals SOS messages as Hornell prepares to land. The sea below is rough, but they've no other choice. Hornell turns his Catalina into the wind and prepares for landing. The floats lower, and the remaining engine is brought to idle.
Oh no.
The waves only appear to get bigger as the plane gets closer to the surface.
Brace for impact!
Cole keeps keying SOS until the last possible moment, when he stops and braces for impact. Hi, I'm David Webb, the narrator of this film and the head of Yarn Hub. If you think films like this are important and you would like to invest in Yarn Hub as a video producer and also
Just
with our
add a
movie
like.
to gaming, you can now buy shares in our company.
It's
Please click the link in
sponsored.
the description for the full details on how you can own a piece of our company and share in our future. The Catalina hits the first
Oh
wave,
dear.
but there's a strong headwind. The force bounces the airplane and it surges 150 feet back up into the air. Hornell wrestles with the controls, and in a split second, he aligns the Catalina for a second impact. They slam into the next wave, and the plane once again launches, reaching 50 feet before plunging back down towards the water. The still burning Catalina bursts through multiple waves before finally coming to a
Oh
rest.
dear.
Get out!
Hornell urges on his men as he knows the Catalina can explode at any
Oh
second.
damn.
Flight engineer Donald Scott inflates a dinghy out of the left blister, while fellow engineer Fernand Laurent inflates one from the right.
You all get on board! I'll push it!
Hornell and some of the men jump into the freezing cold
Yeah,
water
good
to push
idea.
the dinghy away. Cole bundles onto the dinghy and makes sure to secure the survival rations as the men start pushing.
So this is how the U-boats
Read
hunters.
the radio!
Hornell barely has time to understand what Cole has just said before Cole starts swimming back towards the Catalina.
What are you doing? We need the radio. They won't find us. Don't. It's too late.
Oh dear.
Hornell is right. The men watch painfully as the Catalina is engulfed in flames and
Oh
sinks
damn.
under the waves. They begin helping one another onto the dinghy. The inside of the dinghy is already beginning to fill up as the men
there.
try to board. Hornell uses a helmet to throw water overboard, but then there's a cry.
We're missing someone.
Hornell's filled with dread and immediately gets to the edge and counts the heads. There's only 7. There's meant to be 8.
It's Laurent.
Fighting down panic, Hornell scours the rolling waves for his missing man. They see nothing as the dinghy rises and falls in the heavy waves. They catch a glimpse of a second dinghy that's also cresting a wave in the distance.
There he is.
They push furiously through the swell, rushing to catch up with their friend. The men on the dinghy direct as they see their friend also paddling towards them. But then they crest another wave and see Laurent's dinghy empty.
Go faster.
They redouble their efforts and
there.
reach Laurent, who's managed to struggle back onto his dinghy. The relief of having 2 dinghies is palpable, and 2 of the crew move to get onto Laurent's dinghy. But then, Laurent's dinghy explodes and drops the men into the ice-cold sea.
Oh
They all
dear.
start to pile onto the remaining dinghy, but they can't fit. Hornell volunteers to stay in the freezing water with 2 more men.
Hang on. We sent those distress calls. Rescue will be here soon.
But he doesn't know that none of them were sent.
Oh dear.
For 3 hours, Hornell organizes a rotation, swapping who waits in the water, hoping to delay
Oh
hypothermia.
boy.
Hornell assigns himself to stay in the freezing water the longest, but it's unbearable. His strength is fading.
We have to figure out how to get everyone aboard.
Look, there.
An aircraft is spotted in the sky. It's another Catalina.
Get the flare gun.
The flare fires off into the sky, lingering in the air for a minute before falling into the sea. But the Catalina keeps on its path.
Another.
They send out a second flare, and yet again, the aircraft
Oh
doesn't react.
dear.
Come on. Another.
A third flare
Not
shoots
gonna
into the air.
work.
Seconds drag on. And finally,
They saw us.
the Catalina turns towards them.
We have survivors adrift. 63 degrees north, 0 degrees.
Oh,
minutes
yep.
west.
Good
Unable to
job.
due to bad weather. We need a boat.
Over 100 miles away in the Shetland Islands, rescue boat HSL 2507 is deployed. The Catalina stays circling over the stranded men, and they signal in Morse code. High speed launch on the way, help coming.
Ah,
Then
good.
sometimes later
Good.
it signals, U-boat killed. The men cheer. They might just make it out of this,
Yep,
every
they
wave is
sure will.
and they're having trouble holding on.
Oh
A wave
dear.
lifts up their dinghy and throws the entire crew.
Oh dear.
Hornell emerges from the water,
Oh
disoriented.
no.
The dinghy's getting pushed by the wind and his men lay scattered
Oh,
around
no.
him. He clings to the lifeboat, counting heads.
Everyone's here?
They struggle to turn it over in heavy waves, and one by one, they help each other climb aboard and rebuild their barely stable setup. Water starts to fill the dinghy, and without the bucket and their strength fading, the small dinghy floats lower and lower, partially submerging some of the men in the freezing sea. The situation is desperate. Hornell's vision starts to blur.
No.
The men huddle in search of any warmth.
Oh dear.
Laurent starts to go delirious.
Laurent? Stay awake. Please. Laurent!
Hornell and his men try to talk with him to keep him focused.
Not gonna
It's
work.
no use.
So I see why they're called.
The men are devastated. Hornell makes a difficult decision to push Laurent's body
Oh
overboard.
no.
Up above, the Catalina's running out of fuel. There's no choice. The crew radios the men's position one last time and turns for home. The men stifle back tears as they watch their hope fly away.
Oh damn.
They float alone in the sea. But then they see something in the sky. It's a huge aircraft. The men perk up. They start waving their hands and they see a big bomber turn towards them. It drops something from
Oh
its belly.
no.
The men watch. It's a wooden boat. But the wind is strong and the boat gets carried away, flying off until it disappears from sight behind a wave. They bob up and down in the waves and see it floating 500
Oh
yards
shit.
away.
Let's swim. We can make it.
No! It's too
Despite being completely blind from the salt water and having no idea where the boat is, Hornell drags himself towards the water. The men swim after him, reaching out, grabbing his arms, trying to hold him back. Hornell pleads, but his men know it's no use, and they watch their lifeboat float away.
Oh no.
A spotlight appears over the waves, illuminating the men. The rescue boat has finally arrived.
Yeah.
Contact.
Yeah.
After 21 long hours, the survivors of the Catalina are pulled from the sea. Laying on the dinghy, Hornell looks up, staring through his blurred eyes at the scene of his men being lifted out of the water. A sense of accomplishment washes over him, and with the last of his strength, he musters the smallest of smiles. His eyes close, never to open again.
Oh no.
The sailors on the rescue boat attempt to revive him for 4 hours, but it's no use. Thanks to Hornell, 5 survivors would all make a full recovery and survive the war. David Ernest Hornell was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross, and it was received by his
Cool.
wife. Of his late commander, second pilot Denomi later stated, "Outstanding about Flight Lieutenant Hornell was his marvelous ability in flying such a badly damaged aircraft, especially in the face of strong enemy fire. His courage and bravery throughout marked him as a great man. Words cannot do justice to the fine job he's done."
Poor souls. Those U-boat hunters have a devil of a job. Have you heard how an American destroyer had a fist fight with the U-boat crew? Watch this story and see the whole thing.
That was fun. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. See all in the next video then. I really liked that. That was really good. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely a definite tale for the ages. Anyway, farewell. Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. I am the God of all